There's a natural mystic flowing through the air. I don't tell no lie. If you listen carefully now, you will hear. There's a natural mystic flowing through the air. There's a natural mystic blowing through the air. There's a natural mystic blowing through the air. It could be the first trumpet. My test will be delayed. Many more will have to suffer. Many more will have to die.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Chi God, and today we're gonna talk about Bob Marley's movie. Let's get it. Now, Bob Marley's energy or motto that he basically based everything around was called One Love, One Heart, One Destiny. Yeah. He was a Rastafari, which was basically the religious and revolutionary movement that they used to fight their oppressors of the times. They linked up with the Ethiopian Empire, the Ethiopian Empire of the time that was led by Haile Selassie as he fought the the Italians, the Russians, and everybody else who he was going to war with. Their problem with Ethiopia, which was originally the Kushite Empire, is that the line was too powerful. The line must be destroyed. What does the line represent? The line comes from the ancient Cometian energy known as Epitomac. And of course, you got the feminine aspect, which is Sekhmet. And what the line represents is the courage, the will, the freedom, the strength, the king of the jungle. And when the King of Kings and Lord of Lords rise, then, it will be in the form of the lion. Right? Haile Selassie was thought to be the second Christ coming, in which it was many Christ figures hitting the planet alongside Haile Selassie, like Malcolm X, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Dr. York, Bobby Hemmett, Dr. Phil Valentine, Francis Chris Wilson, Maya Angelou. Shit, we can go on and on. What's the guy's name from Africa? I can't think his name off the top of my head. Who was a powerful political figure. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Just can't think of it right now. Yeah, but these beings hit the planet. These super heroes hit the planet to usher in change. It was the first wave of change that happened between the 50s and I said the 50s and the early 2000s. I said their era of energy. The Black Panther Party and all of them, all the revolutionaries that hit the planet. Nelson Mandela, that was his name, Nelson Mandela. All the revolutionaries hit the planet at once to shake this motherfucker and damage the head of the beast known as the demiurgic archonic matrix we was living in. And then we will come behind them as the next generation to finish up as far as the magical revolution. But they led the physical soul revolution. They actually fought Che Guevara, all of them. You see what I'm saying? To usurp these motherfuckers all across the planet. You see what I'm saying? So it went down. It went down. It went down. And so Bob Marley, being a musical artist, channeled his musical force into revolutionary energy. And he spread the message of the Rastafarian movement, the Ethiopian movement, Haile Selassie is the second coming all across the planet. You also had your Obeyan mystics as well, who was using their magics to protect a lot of Rastafarians. I know a lot of people will debate that statement, but in truth, The Rastafari at that time accepted anyone. It wasn't a disconnect until the propaganda began by the British later on. You know, once they lost or once Jamaica gained their independence, then Obeah became outlawed and all that by the the corrupt officials that were getting paid off by the British to outlaw it. You see what I'm saying? Obeah is basically no different than voodoo or hoodoo here or juju or santeria or lacumbia in many different cultures. It was basically our magical systems, magical martial arts that we use to fight against our oppressors, right? So yeah, this is what Bob Marley did. Him and his squad members got it up, and they went across the world to spread this message of one love, one heart, one destiny. You see what I'm saying? We got to get this done. And he was very, very successful until Haile Selassie was killed, and it kind of shook the Rastafarian movement. And then Bob Marley had a sickness of his own, and he passed away in the early 80s. And then that's when the Rastafari movement kind of died off, because the two, it's always twin brothers, one in the east and one in the west. Haile Selassie was the Christ figure of the east, and Bob Marley was the Christ figure of the west. You see what I'm saying? And so they use their energies to bridge together the East and the Western thought processes, spiritualities, politics, uh, and even revolutionary uh, changes that they were doing at the time. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this movie was about. He showed his music, war, Natural Mystic, which is my personal favorite, Natural Mystic, and various other songs, Exodus, that he would go on to produce, and he would go on his journey of the hero. He would leave Jamaica, go to London, listen to other forms of music like rock and heavy metal and uh, uh, various other forms of music that was on the planet at the time, like classic soul, jazz, etc., etc. You see what I'm saying? So this thing went down. This thing went down, and so One Love is probably the most one of the most sold albums ever produced in the world. He right up there with Michael Jackson, Prince. Yeah, Bob Marley is up there. Like, he's in the top 10 as far as most sold music of all time. You see what I'm saying? Most sold music of all time, man. He did his job as the Christ figure for Jamaica, which he came after Marcus Garvey. Really, low key, even though Marcus Garvey said look to Africa for the next king of kings, really Bob Marley was the next king of kings, because for the West. You see what I'm saying? Because he had just as much of an impact as Haile Selassie, and actually fused together their empires. And so they assassinated Haile Selassie, and then Bob Marley's untimely passing is what hurt that movement. You see what I'm saying? But in between that, they 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 did amazing things. They did amazing things. Like Haile Selassie, like he lost the throne for a little bit against the Italians. Then he came back with the British, and he fucked them niggas up. See what I'm saying? And regained his throne until the Russians came along and killed them off again. See what I'm saying? Because you they couldn't stand to see a brother running shit as usual. They couldn't stand it. Bob Marley went all over the world changing lives. Him, his wife, his band, his people, showing the power of reggae, the consciousness of reggae. We talk about hip hop all the time, and what hip hop was originally a spiritual revolutionary movement. So was reggae. So there y'all go. This is my 10-minute discussion on Bob